Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brian Bogert, and we're here today for episode 85 of Bogert's Bullets. Today, we're going to talk about saying no. People who genuinely just like to give, who like to help other people, who like to make an impact, or who just really like to jump in and roll their sleeves up and get the work done, often have a really hard time saying no. I know that's something that I struggle with. I was having a conversation with another good buddy of mine, Jeff Lopes, this week. And we are just in such a momentum phase of really being able to add value into people's lives that we both have a really hard time saying no. We typically say yes more often than not if we think we can add value. And we do that pouring from our hearts and our souls because we really want to have an impact. But so many people struggle with this idea of saying no. When do I say no? How do I say no? When do I know is right to say no? And we can really simplify this. This goes back to a lot of the things that we talk about. One, it starts with absolute clarity on who you are and what you want and what's most important. Second, once you've built your life of alignment, you start to know what fits and what doesn't. That doesn't necessarily mean that you say no to everything or say yes to everything that is or isn't in alignment, but it at least becomes a filter for you to run things through. And so I would just make sure that you really spend time understanding that. And then also take a step back to understand what are the things in your life, the people in your life that contribute to you feeling good, you feeling joy, you feeling freedom and fulfillment. And what are those people or things in your life that just drain, that leave you feeling depleted, that leave you feeling unappreciated and unworthy? We know the difference in those feelings. We all experience it. We just don't always talk about it. But if you just move into conscious awareness, the people or things in your life that are on that positive side and the people and things in your life that are on the negative side, it starts to become a lot clearer on where, how, and when to say no. Because when your life is built in alignment, it becomes self-regulating. So I think that saying no becomes extremely important to protect our time. Time is the only thing we can't create more of. But it's also extremely important to protect our emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical space. Because sometimes we'll convince ourselves intellectually that we have the ability to say yes, or we can make something work, or we can really put it into our life. And the reality is we may already be at our capacity or beyond our capacity, and adding one more thing might absolutely break us and have everything else fall apart. So we have to be consciously aware of where we're at in our own capacity, both with time, energy, money, resources, emotional state, mental state, spiritual state, all of the above. Like what energy? What do we have to give? Because we can't give what we don't have. We can't pour out of a cup that's already empty. And so we have to really understand where are we at with not only who we are and what's most important to us, make sure our life is in alignment, but we have to understand where are we at in our own capacity. Now our capacity can grow, so that can often be a little bit misleading at times as well, because you're like, oh, of course I could handle this if I just put one more thing on. And sometimes that's true. The other side about it is sometimes you can say yes, but with contingencies. You might say yes to get involved in something, but you can't get involved at any point in the next 2 months. You might say yes to doing something with someone, but under certain conditions. As long as I can do it in this hour on this week, I can give all of myself to you. But if it's going to require more of that, then I have to say no. So saying no is sometimes a definitive line. Sometimes saying no is just not right now. Or not under the conditions that you're asking me, but I can under this. I always try to figure out how can I say yes. I don't like to say no. I have a hard time with it, clearly. I've said no very definitively, but that's when it's absolutely out of alignment. If it's in alignment for me, then I try to figure out a way to make it work, even if it's not exactly what the other person or situation is requesting of me. That's okay too. That's a part of protecting yourself. That's a part of setting boundaries that are necessary, because you can't give what you don't have. So, what are the things in your life that you need to say no to that you haven't? Do you know where your capacity is? Are you clear on who you are and how you build your life of alignment so you know what fits and it becomes self-regulating? If you don't know the answer to those questions, start there. If you already know some of the answers to those questions and you're still figuring out where and how to go with this, we're happy to help. Reach out to us at info@brianbogert.com and we'd be happy to answer any questions for you. Maybe even give you some free resources that can get you on your way. But if you liked anything about this topic, please like, comment, and share. And you know the deal. Until next time, be great and be you.